What? Hey, everybody. I hope that y'all can hear me well. It is Sandra, and we are coming out of Lebanon, Ohio tonight for power planning. Give me a thumbs up if y'all can hear me okay. Sometimes my Wi-Fi up here kind of acts a little iffy. I guess you can't give me a thumbs up because we're in chat group. We're see everybody's like the little make-believe faces. But anyway, I am super excited about tonight's topic. It just is it's going to be really, really cool. But I am so excited about tonight. Let's go ahead and start just like we do every week. And let's write down 3 to 5 things that we are grateful for in the last 24 hours. Go ahead and move on into your I ams and do 3 to 5 I ams. You probably already had written these down or said these earlier today. One of my I ams that popped up is it says, I will act with confidence and peace of mind. I think a lot of times we just tend to not exude the confidence that we may feel inside. And so people are going to be more attracted to those folks that are more, that feel confident maybe. That doesn't mean that confident equals cocky. It doesn't have to. Hi, Charlene, how are you? It's nice to get to see your face. So to me, confidence doesn't always have to be cocky. A lot of times confidence can come off cocky, but I think in the nature of the world of what we're doing and trying to help people, confidence comes off as caring, if y'all know what I mean. And sometimes you have to just remind yourself that you are confident. We are almost to the end of the month. The end of the month is on a Saturday. That's crazy when it ends on the weekend, and then we're going to be camping. I don't camp. So y'all just pray for me. At least it's like a little wooden cabin type thing. I'm not going to be tent camping. So it's going to make for a crazy end of the month. So let's talk about the promos that they've got going on right now. We've got the $30 in credits being preloaded to new accounts through Sunday night. This is huge. I've got somebody who wants balance, so I've been trying to get a hold of her. Hey, let's get your husband's account made underneath you and you can get your balance, for less, that kind of a thing. There was a graphic that I saw in someone's story and it showed like how much each of the products are with that $30, those little plus line products. I know someone on our team that she came in just on Rest Gel. And a month later, she did start taking the 3 steps of Thrive, but she simply came in just on Rest Gel. So, as we talk about how Tammy always talks about how the 3 steps are your gateway, your gateway drug, so to speak, and so forth. And, but never discount what one of those plus line products might do in getting someone started at least. We know that there are some of the plus line products that do work in proximity with the other 3 steps, but there are a few like Rest Gel, Balance. You don't necessarily have to be thriving in order to take those products. I would think Chill would be the same way. Heat, possibly, not sure. And so send out messages. Anybody that you've talked with, go into your messenger and pull up keywords such as tired. See if there's anybody you've had conversations with about being tired and so forth. And this is your opportunity and your chance to say, hey, we can get you some of that Rest Gel and it's going to be only XYZ because of the, whatever. So this is a time to start really blasting out free accounts with this. Now, with that being said, those credits do have to be used by Sunday night. But you know what, y'all? Sunday night's the first of the month. If they've used them Sunday, you're already building your volume for the beginning of the first, for the new month. So that's huge and key right there in and of itself. Um, so last week, I just want to recap last week a little bit. I'm listening to a podcast book that is called Winning the War, not a podcast, an Audible. Winning the War in Your Mind by Craig Groeschel. And just in a little nutshell, he was talking about how in our brain, we have ruts. Those are our little neuropaths. And those neuropaths are the paths that we've been on, or, where your line of thinking is. But in order to get outside of those ruts, you have to change your thinking until this new way of thinking becomes your new neuropath, and it's your new rut. So that's why we do the I ams. That's why we do the grateful fors, because a lot of times people in their ruts and their neuropaths are saying, oh my gosh, I suck. No, you don't. But we've got to get you thinking more positively so that we can build those other neuropaths. And so that's what we talked about a little bit last week. Now, what we're going to talk about this week, the other day, I listened to a John Maxwell thing on Instagram. And I don't know if y'all follow John Maxwell. He is this business guru kind of a guy. He has a lot of little small books about leadership and that kind of a thing. They're on Amazon, and I think they're like $10 or something like that. You could probably get them on Audible or check them out at the library. The only thing about checking them out from the library is you can't write in them. They're just these teeny tiny little books. This is not even as big as my phone. So y'all can see that it's a little bitty book. But he's got like 5 or 6 of these. They are fabulous to read, and they're quick. Oh, I actually turned on that guy. They're quick reads. So yesterday I was not really trolling, but I was on Instagram, and I came across a quick little, like a minute and a half clip that he had done. And I was like, oh my word, I needed this how long ago? Now, Charlene, I'm not sure how long you've been in the business. I think it's been like a year and a half, 2 years, 2 years, 2 years. Okay. And I know, April, you've been in the business 1. I'm not sure how long Tiff has been in there. So we know how to do the reach outs at this point. We know how to set people up in group chats at this point. So all of the things that you've been doing possibly to this point, if you're fairly new into the company, is all about helping yourself get to and help those new customers and so forth. So when it begins to shift into helping team members and new promoters coming in, that's where you're no longer I'm going to call it reading to, learning to read. You're going to be reading to learn, is how I used to say it in school. And so the step 1 is we learn what we know, but we reproduce who we are. What that means is I do it and I get better and better with where I am. And I think that's where we all are. We've all been in step 1 in our promoter journey. Am I right? Okay. I do it over and over and I get better with where I am. I get comfortable with following the funnel. I get comfortable with sharing my story, and I get comfortable with putting those folks in those 3-way chat groups and walking people through their first orders or their second orders. So you get comfortable doing that, and you know that inside and out. Once you know that inside and out, guess what you can do? You can then teach that to someone. Okay. And I've always said this, and I shared this with Tammy not too long ago. Once you have learned something inside and out, and you're able to teach it to someone, you've gone up a whole nother level. Okay. You know what I mean? It's kind of like in school, whenever you had when you and a friend were working together, you had to read something, and this friend had to tell you what they learned, and then you had to tell your friend what you learned. It's that same kind of a premise. Step 2 is you bring in a new promoter. I do it and you're with me. I know this well enough that I'm doing it and you're with me now. It's the power of proximity. And we equip them by having those people close to us, taking them to the locals. And maybe these are our customers, and they don't even realize that they're in that step 2 piece of, of where we are as leaders. Let's see. We are giving someone a visual how-to of how to do it. And so, we're giving them a visual how-to of how to put someone in a chat group when we put them in a chat group. We're giving them a visual how-to of when we're inviting them to a Thrive event. That's what they will do. So everything you're doing has got to be duplicatable. And I've realized probably my first 2 years in, after I had lost some teammates and that kind of thing, team members, what I was trying to do was not duplicatable. And it was putting people to the point where they're like, I can't do this. I don't know how to do what she's doing. And that's when I really stepped it back. And what I'm doing right now, talking to y'all, every single one of y'all on here could be doing the same thing. I know you can. And so you're getting a visual of how to do it. Now, step 3, your person's going to do it, but you're with them. Instead of it being me and you're with me, it's now this person and I'm with them. I'm like the little safety net. Okay. The roles reverse, and now you are that person's coach. You're guiding them. Today, one of my promoters sent me a voice clip, and Sandra, what would you say about XYZ? And guess what my answer was? Okay, when you get to this point, normally, you would have already put them in a group chat, da 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 da. And I know you get carried away with wanting to tell people things. And so she's putting that group chat together. Whereas now that I've been in the business 6 years, I'll start the group chat to get from the get go. And that way it takes it off my back. But so I'm coaching, I'm helping coach. And that took me a long time to figure out how to coach without telling. And that was the teacher part of me, because I'd had to be bossy for 26 years. And so, they say you're not bossy, you got leadership skills. Well, I had to tone down the bossiness a little bit, so to speak. Let's see, I've got chat group open. So, okay, good deal. All right, so let's recap real quick. Step 1 is we're learning what we know and we're doing it over and over until we can now teach it to someone. Step 2 is I'm going to do it, and here comes this new person. Power of proximity. We're giving a lot of visual clues of how to do things. Step 3, this person is now going to do it. You're with them and you are the safety net. You're coaching them. You're helping tweak and you're helping them get better. There are times that I'll still will want to say something. I'll go, wait a minute, I can't say it that way, because I've listened to The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale. I've also listened to How to Win Friends and Influence People. If you have not listened to How to Win Friends and Influence People, y'all, it will change your world. I was 3 years into this business before I finally ever listened to it, even though Paul had been telling us over and over and over again to listen to it. It will completely change how you respond and answer to someone, so that it can then become a learning opportunity for them rather than you just telling them. So if you have not, and there's a version on YouTube that you can listen to. The guy's got a really deep voice, and Earl Nightingale, but it's great to listen to. Okay, so you're helping them tweak it. Now, step 4, the person's doing it and they're adding people. You're doing it, you're adding people. Okay, this is where you're adding folks in. I've been in step 4 for a long time, I figured out. Because when you become a promoter, you're like, okay, I don't know that I see the great big picture of it all. I'm a big picture person. To me, everything is like an umbrella, and then the other things are the little spokes that are helping hold the pieces of the umbrella up. I like to see the big picture, but then I also need to see the little pieces and how they tie into the big picture. This is where it all starts to tie in, and it's just a copy and repeat, copy and repeat. But a lot of us, me, when I say us, me, I am stuck at step 4. Now, step 5 is where we are doing it. Somebody is with me, but we're all multiplying leaders. We equip people at that point to equip people. So let's say, April, you're on my team. Okay, you and I, we've gone through, I've done step 1. I bring you in. This is step 2. You're seeing how to do things and da 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 da. You're learning the process. Step 3 is you're doing it and I'm now your coach. Step 4 is you're starting to bring in some folks. But step 5 is where it goes even further. You now are able to equip your person with what they need to equip their person. This is where the multiplying process happens. Step 4, you're just adding people in. But step 5 is where the multiplying process totally happens. You are equipping people to equip people. So April, everything that you've learned, you're teaching to your person that you've brought in, but they're taking all of that and they're adding new people and they're adding new people. And they are then taking all of these steps to those folks and to those folks. And that's where the multiplication process comes in. So when I was listening to this, and I listened to it, I'm going to tell and be honest, I listened to this 10 times. It was a 1 minute thing, like 1.5 minutes. I listened to it probably 5 times before I really stopped to try to write down what he was saying. Let me show you what it looks like on Instagram if you are interested in going and listening to it. So you go to your Instagram. I follow John Maxwell, that's why. He even has like a John Maxwell Bible for leaders or something like that. Okay, when you log into John Maxwell, it is, I don't know if you guys can see it. He's like sitting in like a library type setting or something. He's sitting in a dark chair in that dark background. That's the one. 1.5 minutes. I guarantee you got 1.5 minutes, and you're going to listen to it and you're going to go, wait a minute, what did he just say? And I had to really stop and listen to it several times because I wanted to write the notes down. And that's when I had this big aha. I'm like, okay, we know that this company is bigger than us. We know that we have 200 Ks, and I'm fortunate, so fortunate that I'm very close to our 200 Ks. Now, I will tell you this, I'm 20 levels deep from one of my 200 Ks. I'm 21 levels deep from our other 200 K. But guess what? They know me. You know why? Because they've done the equipping and they reach down. They don't care what level you're on. And so if you've got one promoter, 20 promoters, or you have 150 or more promoters, and you're not introducing yourself all the way down, because people may not have put you in a welcome chat or in a 3-way chat. You may have a ton of people in your network that they didn't even know they were in there. This is your chance to just go in and welcome and say hi. Say hi. I don't know if you know who I am, but I'm Sandra and we're team members. I don't usually just say you're in my downline. I usually just say we're team members, we're business partners. Chassie Marie uses that a lot. We're business partners. But you never know when you're reaching down to those people in those other legs. They may have decided, you know what, this is a business opportunity that they are ready to run for. Maybe they signed up and just bought the special to buy the special and they're a glorified customer. Maybe life has changed since COVID and they're ready now to run. And they're just waiting for somebody to acknowledge them. That's where you're now going to be in not only step 4, but step 5. I had to see the big picture and I realized I didn't know, okay, what do I need to, it's like we know what we need to do to elevate ourselves, but when you really and truly pinpoint it. Now, if you would in chat group, tell me who your closest 200K is. Now, I know that y'all are obviously somewhere in Dream Team, My Team, Freedom Thrivers, or Thriving Sisters Tribe. But tell me who your closest 200K is. Okay. Okay, Samantha Maverick Miller. Oh, Charlene. Okay, good. I'm glad you reached out to them. Okay, April, I'm not sure I know who Samantha is. Is she your immediate 200K? Or is she your the promoter you signed under? Okay, so the reason I asked is because, give me a thumbs up if you are in the Freedom Thrivers group with Susan Lindsay. She's not the one you signed in under. Okay, okay. All right, good deal. Okay, so then you've been seeing all of the stuff that Lindsay and Susan, that Susan is posting in Freedom Thrivers. What they are doing is they are taking some of the guesswork out of how to be a promoter. They're going to launch it all on August the 1st. You've probably been seeing all of this stuff going in, and you're like, holy crap, what are they doing? They are equipping us with everything we need. It's kind of like whenever you start a new grade. When I went from kindergarten for 23 years and I went to second grade, I did not know a thing about how to teach second grade. I needed a pacing guide to tell me what I was going to teach first quarter, but not only what I was going to teach first quarter, but what I was supposed to teach the first week of first quarter. This is what this guide is. This is going to make it so much easier. And y'all, this totally plays in what they're doing, totally plays into these 5 steps of leadership that John Maxwell talked about. And as we are utilizing these guides that they have given us, and once we understand exactly everything that they put in there, we're going to all be at step 5 of leadership. This is where we're going to be multiplying, and we're going to be equipping people to equip people. We're going to have the knowledge, we're going to have the confidence. And beforehand, whenever I was doing my IMs and I said something about the whole confidence, there's a difference between confidence and cocky, and confidence and caring. I know that we're going to start seeing a whole new leveling up. And I don't, no pun intended. Actually, maybe I do mean that, pun intended. With what they're giving us, the tools they're going to be giving us, the tools that they're going to be giving new promoters, and for us to be able to give to new promoters, it takes the guesswork out of it. We don't have to reinvent anything. It's going to be all there. But anywho, unmute if y'all have anything you want to share or thoughts that you're thinking of as I was talking about those 5 steps in John Maxwell. Okay. I know that at different times in our business, there's that little voice, that negative Nancy, that gets in our heads and gets in our brain. And negative Nancy has just really been bugging the crap out of me. And so I have shut her down hard. And I have this newfound, I won't say newfound, but I have this new intense mindset about this business and about where I'm going, where my team is going to be going, what they're going to be able to do with their vision boards and things like that. It is like ironclad. You know, I get up in the morning, I put on the armor of God every single morning. Some days, negative Nancy breaks that armor. She ain't breaking it anymore, y'all. She's not going to break it anymore. And this morning in my stories, I actually used a song I had never heard because, y'all, I'm not up on the songs. I'm 50. How old am I? I'm 54. I don't know all the up-to-date songs. And so it says, I got a real good feeling. I got to turn it down. Like there is lightning deep in my bones. I got a real good feeling I won't hit the ceiling. I'm going higher than I've ever known. And y'all, when I heard that, I'm like, that is me right now. And that is y'all. Totally can be y'all. We've talked a lot about vision boards. I got this book the other day. Samantha Cox recommended this to me, Future Boards. It is a super quick read by Sarah Centrella, Centrella. And I nearly bought this book like over a year and a half ago, and I should have. So if you ever feel prompted to buy a book, I think this one was $11. Now, I don't mind listening to books, but there are sometimes, since I'm so visual, I have to be able to read it, underline it, reread it again, and that kind of thing. And so you can't do that with an Audible. One of the things that she said in here, and I'm not even into total chapter 1 yet, which you've heard vision boards, they can be called living life boards, living life out loud, future boards. And the reason why she says that she calls them future boards is because, hold on. She calls her boards future boards rather than vision boards because to her, they're more than just a vision or a dream. They are actual pictures of what her life will look like in the next 3 to 5 years and beyond. They show me what my future looks like before I'll even live it. Like I said, these are my superpower, and now the vision boards, future boards are going to be yours. So a lot of times we'll put stuff on a vision board and it just stays there, and let's face it, how many times do we check things off? Pictures are huge. You need pictures of those reminders. If you have in your mind, when you hit 12K, what car you want, print off pictures of that car. Now, by the time you get there, you may have changed your mind a little bit. You may have already gone and test driven that car and you didn't like how it drove. Change the picture to whatever the other car is. And so put the pictures on there. I've had a farmhouse on my vision board for over 5.5 years. I wanted land in Texas and I wanted a farmhouse. I bought land 1.5 years ago from my dad. I got it for like next to nothing, y'all. It was, crazy. Guess what? By the middle of September, I'm getting a house delivered on that land. It's been on my vision board, but the only reason it's really happening is because I've had a picture. I didn't just have the words. I've had a picture on there. Now the picture has changed from time to time of what it was going to look like, but the picture is on there. And this lady is really phenomenal because she talks about how she literally started from rock bottom. She was a single mama, like 3 or 4 kids and newly divorced. And she said, when you're at rock bottom, you have nowhere else to go but up. And it was her visions of what she wanted her life to be like for her and her kids that helped her to create what her future was going to look like. So if you don't follow John Maxwell on Instagram, I recommend that you do. Great little short snippets, clips, what have you. He's amazing. You don't necessarily have to get these little books, but he has, like, if you go onto Amazon just to look and see, I mean, I've only got 2 of them and he's got like, I think 5 or 6 of them, and they're all just really cute because they're so little. And they all have, this one is what successful people know about leadership, how successful people lead. And this book led me to ask a bunch of people that I know in leadership, what does being a leader mean to them? And I asked the president of our local YMCA. We have the largest YMCA in the country in our little bitty town, and which is crazy. So I asked him what leadership meant to him. And he's been an associate minister before. And he said, leadership is all about helping people to see the qualities and the skills that they have in themselves that they didn't realize that they had, and equipping them with what they need in order to utilize those skills and grow. And of all the people I asked, his answer stuck with me the most. We're in a season of growth. You may be planting seeds right now, and that's okay. You can't sow if you don't plant. And if you're in planting season seed right now and your PPA is 0, hello, mine is. But I am planting some serious seeds. I got a big old goose egg for a PPA right now. Big old goose egg. But my website hits are going nutballs. If you've not done your Thrive Social post, that for that promo that they've got going out right now, you just basically tell just a quick snippet of your story, what life was like before, what life is like now that you've been thriving, hashtag Thrive Social. I believe that goes through the 28th, which is is that today? That's today. It ends today. Yeah. And I saw a lady who had done hers. She had forgotten to put the hashtag Thrive Social. I put mine on there the other day, and it happened to coincide with my 6-year Thriveversary of when I first started thriving. Y'all, my website hits went nuts. And you're maybe thinking, well, how in the world did they go crazy considering you just shared your story? But in my Facebook and in my Instagram, I have a link tree. And so my link tree links to everything, but then also on my Facebook, I do have my Thrive link in there. My website hits went crazy. So you just never know. But don't give up in the season of planting. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Did you see what April said? She said, a year ago, I was talking about buying from a friend the house that I am in now, and on Friday it will be official. She will own the home. That is awesome. Now, April, on your vision board, your future board, I want you to cut out pictures of what you want things to look like for your home. But don't just think about the things that you want for your home, the gatherings that you're going to have at your home. Like cut out a picture of, maybe you don't want people at your house. I don't know. I like to have people at my house. But if you like to have people at your house, cut out pictures of gatherings that you hope to have with maybe your family or your friends. Put those on your vision board, your future board. All of these things can happen. They really and truly can. We're living proof. And I will tell you this, don't ever discount what $20, $25, and $30 in credits is going to do for someone. $25 in credits was the difference of whether I could ever order my Thrive or not. And look at where I am. So that $25 may be the change of someone's life. But anyway, okay, well, I will have some more goodies for y'all next week. I have just found some phenomenal stuff that I was like, I got to share this. I got to share this. I got to share this. So even though I'm not spending a ton of time on the calendar this week, I apologize. I know y'all are doing your birthdays, and take a look at what you want your goal to be for August. And we will do a big breakdown of that come next Wednesday. So y'all have a great night. Bye, Charlene. Bye, April. Bye, Tiff.